what are you doing, honey?
We are going to convert the pilot house from the Raspberry Pi up here, which is providing our DMX signal, to the ArtNet box. So here's the little ArtNet box that we're replacing it with. I gotta undo those, take those 3 wires and place them where those 3 wires go in, and then unscrew that box and take it out and plug the Ethernet cable into that end right there. So the first thing I want to do is, those are just the bare wires. I want to put little pin crimps. That's what we call them. And then, then I got to program the Home Assistant to recognize the ArtNet device, add all the pilot house lights to the new ArtNet, and then you can start adding the Lutron switches. So like, we'll add a switch right here which will allow you to turn the lights on to the salon, and probably the lights on the outside, and then one on the other side, and we'll add a bathroom switch right here so you can turn the bathroom on.
So we're going to add all those switches. What, 1, 2, 3, and then 4.
Yeah, I think there'll be a total of 4 switches up here.
So we already put 1 switch down there, but it's not programmed in.
Right. Okay. So now I'm going to go down to the foyer and kill power. Yell if these 2 lights go out.
Okay. White, red, ground.
Okay, come on. The only thing I don't like about these is there's no mount. Okay, well, let me go get some screw and zip ties real quick. Okay, there's one. Okay. Stuff. What were my colors?
White, red, green.
There's no green.
Ground.
Ground. Just opening these guys up.
What is that called?
The little wiring block?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a wiring block. Okay. Plug him in. Stick him in there. Okay, this should turn that guy on. And again.
So is this part pretty much done?
Yeah.
You just have to program it now?
I got it. Now that we got it in, I gotta program it so our network recognizes this thing, and then program this thing so that Home Assistant recognizes, and then program these guys into it so it knows how to control these guys, and then tell the switches.
Who are these guys?
The 2 DMX drivers. ArtNet is DMX over Ethernet. And then it sends the DMX signals out to these 2 DMX driver boxes, and then they convert a DMX signal to an actual voltage, which is then sent to the lights.
Then you have the software is called Home Assistant.
Home Assistant, right. Home Assistant talks ArtNet, and then once you have Home Assistant telling ArtNet what the lights are, it'll then turn on the proper light.
Okay.
And then you go, the next level is you then program the switches to talk to Lutron and Home, and then once they talk to Lutron, you then pull the Lutron information into Home Assistant, and then you can take the DMX lights that are here and you can tie them to the Lutron switch, so that when you push the Lutron little Pico remote, something happens in the DMX switch.
Okay.
Or the DMX light.
As long as you understand.
Yeah, these should come on. I'm going to go turn power on.
All right.
See if they come on.
The DMX.
The DMX boxes, yeah.
Okay. The lights in the pilot house came on also.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Well, I'd say it knows how to talk to DMX then. I'll bring you back when we're testing.
Later.
This is a quick screen I threw together for the pilot house. And right now we have the pilot house nav light is the only one working. And if I click on it and then And then if I click on it again, it'll go out. And if I click on it, there it goes on. So click it off, click it on. And to do that, we installed the new device over there and I gave it its IP address. And then if I go into the code bit here, this is the coding for the salon. And basically all I did is I made a copy of it, gave it its new IP address, and then coming down here you see that light, Pilot House nav light. And that's the only one light that's working right now. I went and named everything, but I haven't gone in. You have to go in here and you have to set what the channel is. And so you'll see like this one is set to channel 5. Over the next hour or so, I'll go and actually figure out what the correct channel is for everybody and test them, and then they'll all be ready to go. And then after that's all done, we then bring in the Lutron stuff. We'll put the switches in, and then we'll attach the Lutron. Like if we wanted the Lutron switch to turn on the Pilot House nav light, then we would have a little automation that says when you see this go on, turn on the Pilot House nav light. When you see it go off, turn off the Pilot House nav light. And I'll show that automation once we get one put together. That's it for the lighting so far. Later. Oh, one key thing, when you are putting this information and you have to reload this table, well, it took me probably 30 minutes before I realized it when I was trying to get it to work, that under development tools and the reboot, there's a quick reboot which just reads this file. It has no effect on the ArtNet lights. Unless you do a hard reboot where you actually cause the whole thing to restart, it won't make any difference. And that's where I was having trouble. If you're working with the ArtNet stuff, you got to do a hard reboot before config file changes show up. Later.
Okay, so Bill has programmed in this light switch on the stairs to the Pilot House. So I'm going to press the on button and the light will come on. Press the off button and the light will go off.
The ArtNet device is all installed. It's been programmed where it understands, and as you see, it's now the little DMX lights are blinking on this guy, showing that it's actually sending out a DMX signal. On the ArtNet box, there is a little indicator light that lets you know if it's actually received an ArtNet signal and then converted it to DMX. And so what I'm going to do here, of course I'm not facing you, is I'm going to push the buttons and you should see a little blue light flashing. So that indicates that the ArtNet signal's been sent, been converted to DMX and sent down to the panel. So it's just another feature of the ArtNet box for making it easier to debug. And of course, if you look on the other side over here, it has normal Ethernet lights that are flashing. The solid one indicates that you have an Ethernet connection, and the bottom one indicates there's traffic, which should be pretty much continuous. So anyway, that's the little box. They work really well. We'll put a link to all 3 pieces of hardware, because we have a POE converter, and then the ArtNet box, and then the DMX box.
So I'll put a link in the description.
Bye, later.